You don't always have to get everything right the first time. This is something that I logically understand, but I emotionally do not experience the world in that way. And I don't understand why yet. It's like everything I do, I have this indescribable amount of pressure on myself of like, you have to get this right the first time. But that's just not the case. Like, I can literally just, like, all this pressure I'm putting on myself, I can just be like, nah, it's fine. If I screw up, I'll try it again. I'll do it. I'll just figure it out next time. Because there is almost nothing in life that you are ever going to get perfect the first time. That's just not how life works. Like, you have to learn from mistakes. And I think this pressure comes from, as a society, we are not good at forgiving big mistakes. And that trickles down a little bit into us being less forgiving of smaller mistakes. And so then this pressure comes in as a result of the fear of other people's judgment. Of like, if I do make a mistake that wasn't so good, oh no. And so this pressure comes on to make sure I don't do that. Everything has to be right the first time. And so this ties into some of the stuff I've been talking about over the last week. I don't know what video I'm going to choose to put up there, but I'll pick one of them that will be theoretically, hopefully, most relevant to what I'm about to say. Is in this mapping out of conceptness that I want to do, I don't have to get everything perfect the first time. I can come back to it and redo it. In making a video about a certain topic, I don't have to say everything that I want to say and perfectly. If the video's not up to par, I can just make another one on the same topic. Obviously, I don't want to swing too far to the other side, as I've discussed in other videos, to where I'm being lazy and just being like, whatever, and not actually trying to make the best video possible. Because while there is value to each side, the ideal is somewhere in the middle. And I think on this type of thing, the ideal is slightly more towards the other side, slightly more towards the perfectionism, because you do want to try to make the best video possible. If you're not going to do that, then like, what are you doing? If you're like, oh my gosh, I just thought of like 7 different tangents I could go on, but which one do I choose? Analysis paralysis. That's exactly the thing, is like, if you go too far into the perfectionism, it paralyzes you. So I think just a tiny bit of it is helpful. Because, so my grandpa always had this phrase, a job worth doing is worth doing well. And so that implies the opposite of like, if you're not going to do something to the best of your ability, why even bother? So that's why I say that just a tiny bit of perfectionism is probably the ideal. And I'm trying to lessen it just enough without going into the lazy territory of like, I'll just put out a video, without actually attempting to make it the best that I'm able to make at that moment. The sense of, it's just a video, comes in later of like, well, if that one wasn't perfect, after the fact, as I'm doing it, you want to have the perfectionism. But after the fact, if it wasn't perfect, then you have the sense of, oh well, because there's nothing you can do about it. It's already made, whatever. Then you make another one. But that's when you bring back in this slight bit of perfectionism. Like, all right, let's try this one again. Let's try to make it better. I'm rambling at this point. This will probably be the last video I make tonight. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Oh my god. I'm going to bed.